Is out there in the thing is a little case, a white case. Put that in and do it now. Come on in, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Today is a good day. Y'all come on in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hey, Rick. Hey, sweetie, how your day? Oh, my God. How your day? I'm just glad to be in the land of the living and not be one of those ones that went to an undiscovered country that many has traveled, but none has returned. I know I got to go there, but I ain't ready yet. Come on in, everybody. It's Sunday, 4 o'clock. Another segment of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I am your facilitator, your podcaster, Lori Hadley Davis, author, founder of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. Y'all come on in and join in. Y'all know it's Sunday. This is the day that I, like every day, happy Sunday, Bella, happy Sunday. This is the part of my Sunday that I take out of my day to come in and join in with you guys on topics and drop a nugget, and we share, and I give y'all a word, and I put up on my Facebook page excuses. It's gonna be hot. This little couple of minutes gonna be really hot, and it's gonna be really hot. I'm passing through with a word. I had such a good time in the house of the Lord this morning. Bishop Hope brought a message from Philippians on the man that had an illness for 38 years. My God. Boy, what a word it was. It's always been a blessing to me to be in the house of the Lord, and being up under such a great man of God that I consider him my earthly covering. So he's one of my earthly coverings, and it was such a time in the Lord this morning. So y'all come on in. I got a quick word for y'all. Y'all know my Sundays is for church and my family and for podcasting. And I got a word today. What's wrong with you, Rick? Not feeling too well today, but God is good. I want you to take care of yourself. Don't be like me now. January 1st changed my life. I was in an ambulance on my way. Slight heart attack. You need to take care of yourself, my brother. You got one life to live, and you got to be first. You heard what I put on my podcast last week. You got to take care of you. We was just talking about that, but I'm going to inbox you after the podcast. I want you to take care. I'm going to keep you up in prayer, because our first ministry is to take care of our bodies. Hey, saved by Grace Chester, good evening. Blessings. Y'all come on in. I just got a quick little word for y'all. I put on my Facebook post. I don't think I put it on Instagram, but it was on Facebook. And my topic today is excuses. And to me, this is a big topic because excuses have honestly contributed to 99% of our failures. Good evening, Miss Johnson. And we're going to touch a little bit about excuses. And it means so much to me because I feel as an educator and successor, and we're going to talk about success in our lives, and we're going to talk about our everyday lives. But I picked the topics excuses because last week it fell on me real hard. When I say fell on me, meaning that I feel, and I don't only feel, I know that 99% of our holdbacks in life and our prosperity level and our advancements level, whether it's you in a career, whether you want to get a house, car, job, fix your credit, I don't care what it is in life, excuses have hindered you in some way. I don't care who you are, excuses. And basically, I went to the Webster Dictionary, and it reads as follows. Excuses, a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or an offense. I say it again. A reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or an offense. So the dictionary is plain. Is in our life is plain. But most of us give excuses because of something. And I'm going to use a lot of terms, and I'm going to use one of the big things that I say when I say excuses. We make excuses when we don't want to do certain things, instead of just saying you just don't want to do it. I used to be like that, so I could talk about it to y'all. I used to make up excuses to not offend, like the word say. I didn't want to offend nobody. I cared more about your feelings than my feelings. So I made excuses. Oh, I'm working real hard. I really don't want to do that. Instead of just saying, now, since I had a near-death experience, I just say I don't want to do it. I don't give no excuses. And when I use it in business, I'm going to talk about the success of life. If all of us will take the compound of excuses and think about it or write them on a piece of paper, all the excuses that you gave for not doing or not exercising the gifts that God is giving you, you will probably be more successful than you think you are. God is giving you the gift to open up that business, to go back to college, buy that house, buy that credit, fix my credit, do all of these numerous things. And what we do, we make excuses why we not where we at. All of they are is excuses. We make excuses for not being where we supposed to be. And when I say that, mean you hear most people say, girl, I would have did that, but I ain't had the money then. That's an excuse. Because when you get the money, you still probably ain't going to do it. Because it really don't take money. Y'all will catch that on another segment. Because the first thing about success is that you got to believe you can do it before anybody else could believe it. Because if you don't believe it, how can anybody else believe it? So for you to say you didn't do this or did that because you didn't have the money, I gave y'all my testimony that I opened up a fruit home and I didn't have no money. I had so much faith that probably would have covered my whole mansion. I didn't have no money. I had faith. So we make excuses because excuses feel justifiable to us. Oh, I ain't got married because I want it done this way. I want the man to be this way. You ain't got married because probably you ain't found the right one, or God ain't sent you the right one yet. Come on now, let's just talk about it. You got excuses. Instead of fixing you first and then try to find the mate that God has for you. Because God got a mate for everybody. Okay, he didn't give us our being, or our sexual being, our human being, without giving us a mate to nourish ourselves. So we make a lot of excuses. We say, oh, I don't know why they doing that. I could have did that. I could have did that. Is excuses. If you take all the excuses, just sit back and think in your carnal mind of all the excuses that you made, you will say, hey, Terrell, baby, happy Sunday. If you take all the excuses that you use over the years, do you really know that hindered you? Because excuses is the hindrance for the person. Excuses hinder you from progress. Excuses delays you from progress. Excuses is to deter you from where you need to go. Most of the time, if the excuses that you have if you could use them for stepping stones, you will be a lot further in life. Like people say, oh, I'm gonna do this. I want to buy that house, but my credit bad. What is the excuse? I want to buy the house, so this is what I need to do to get the house. Don't make no excuses up. Because God say the earth is yours and the fullness thereof. So if you don't have these things and you don't possess these things because you don't have enough faith and you letting excuses get in the way. Because I don't understand how God bless them and God bless them over here, but God don't bless you. It's not that God has not blessed you and given you the gift. You made excuses to exercise in your gift. Okay, I'm going to do it when the children get grown. When the children get grown, you're going to have another excuse. I would save money, but I ain't making enough money. You're making some. I would go after and go back to school, but I don't think I'm smart enough. That's your belief in yourself. We make up so many excuses, and that hinder us from accomplishing our goals and dreams. Like, I am a successor. Just look at me. If I made excuses, would I be sitting here talking to you? I didn't let my excuses get in the way of my progress. A lot of you are where you at because the excuses got in the way of your progress. It got in the way of your success. It got in the way of your faith. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That's why a lot of y'all faith level is where it's at, because you got excuses. You don't believe God on what you can't see. You just believe God on what you can see. And you know what you say? I believe God, I believe God, I believe God. But then when hell hit, or it ain't enough money, or things looking funny, like they say your money looking funny, or your children acting up, your marriage acting up, and all of that, you make up excuses. I give y'all a thing about me. The Bible saying, don't forsake the assembly. Okay, y'all know I'm a funeral director, so every Saturday, I was going to church, doing services, whatever, but I was laboring. I made the excuse, I've been to church because I went on Saturday, but that ain't the way it was supposed to go. I was in church serving. I was in church laboring. God said He's going to give me the fruit of my labor. Okay? So on Sunday, I made the excuse. So I went yesterday. That was an excuse. When I know that my place was to not make excuses. Just like I get up to go serve, I could have get up to go worship. Guess what? I didn't make no excuses. I corrected it. And that's what a lot of us need to do. We need to stop making excuses and correct things. Just let it be what it be. Correct things. You don't make excuses. So you know what? New Year's Eve, I was in church. New Year's Day, I was in church. And I tell you this, I promise myself, God has been too good to me to do anything else. I don't make excuses about worship. If God woke you up, I don't care if you don't see nothing else but your health and strength, and you can open your eyes and walk around. The greatest gift is your health. Trust to believe what I'm saying. So when I sat back and thought about it, I made excuses. Oh, child, my friend called me up. Girl, you going to church today? Girl, I went yesterday. I'm going to just rest today. But that was work. That was service. That was labor. That was the gift that God gave me. And I used the gift to say I could rest on Sunday. I could rest on Sunday. No, I ain't at no funeral praising God. I'm at the funeral working. I give God my praise 7 days a week, but I'm trying to tell y'all, you can't let excuses get in the way of what you need to do. So what I did was, I got on track. I moved the excuses. And started getting where I needed to be. And the reason why a lot of us don't have the career we have, the success we have, the business we want, the things that we want in life, the house, the car, all the things in life. Don't let nobody tell you people don't want that. Because everybody lie about it. They tell little lies. Oh, that ain't important. I don't need that. I don't need that. Why you don't need it? God got it here. He provided it here. You don't have it because you got God in this little small box. So you get mad at me because I got God in a box that I can't even obtain. I ask God for big things. I don't put no limits on God. I ask God for big things. So you keep God in this little old box. You ask God, Lord, I want this. I don't ask God for small things. I ask God for big things because I serve a big God. And I don't make no excuse. Don't think because I ask God for these things. I'm just like you. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. But I don't make excuses for not progressing. You guys make excuses for progressing. You say to yourself, I could be here. I can do that. God say all things. That's why y'all say my podcast, don't tell me you can't do it. I tell y'all all the time, I don't let nobody tell me what I can't do. Hey, baby, all the way from Alabama. I love you. Keep that cold weather over there, though. I don't let nobody tell me what I can't do. And when I say I don't let nobody tell me that, I'm talking about in this earthly realm, because I serve a God that say I can have the earth and the fullness thereof. All things are possible. So why make excuses for why I have not progressed? That's me. You using the excuses to validate where you at. You meet people, I ain't feeling too well. Okay, it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot of days. Y'all saw what I went through January 1st. But you know what? I said, okay, I got to do better. I got to set aside the excuses and do better. How do I do better? Start taking care of myself a little better. Start getting some rest. Don't work so hard, because guess what? I ask God to give me the fruit of my labor. If I'm working hard and burning myself out, I drop dead. Who gonna have the fruit of my labor? Somebody else gonna enjoy my labor. I want to enjoy it. So I can't make excuses. Oh, well, you know what? If I don't work so hard, things ain't gonna get done. Why do I have a staff? Stop micromanaging. Let them do it. That's what you pay them to do. You just make sure it's done correctly. So I'm saying all of this. Hey, boo, from Venice, Florida. Hey, sugar. I'm saying this to you guys. We make a lot of excuses, and excuses, it clouds our judgment. It get in the way of our progress. It stops us from believing we could be better or doing better ourselves. Just think of the many excuses. Just think of the excuse you had this morning if you ain't go to church. Just think that Sunday it was cold. I ain't going to church because it's cold out there. But if you had to go to the bank to deposit some money, if you had to go to the bank, hey, Regina, hey there, Mr. Freddie. If you had to go to the bank to deposit some money and it was 40-degree weather and somebody told you they had some money there for you to pay, you would have got your ass on your jacket and you would have went to the bank. We make excuses for everything. You know what? Like my children. Why y'all ain't saving no money? Oh, mama, we can't save no money. That's an excuse. Why you can't? Oh, I don't make enough. So what you do, you start budgeting your money a little better. Stop making excuses. You don't make excuses, you make solutions. You do a change about. I always tell y'all, if you change your mind, you change your direction. If you keep staying in the excuse zone, you'll always be there. I didn't go either, but going next Sunday. I'm not saying this for people to go to church. I'm just saying don't put your excuses aside and do what you got to do. We're in a whole new year. God has given us a whole new year. What I'm saying in life, success is in all of us. The gifts of life is in all of us. God has given us all a gift. You know what you like to do. You know where you want to be in life. If you want mediocrity, then sit your ass there and just settle for settle. I don't want mediocrity. I want everything God has for me. I want every single thing big. I want it. Gorgeous, I want it. I want everything God has for me. So if you see me reaching for the stars and you ain't reaching for the stars, don't get mad at me because you want mediocrity. I want my life to be able to get everything that Christ sent his son Jesus on the cross, died for me, so I can have life and more abundantly. If you don't want it, that's you. We make excuses while we not where we need to be. We make excuses. We get up in the morning and we make excuses. I get up in the morning and my prayer is every day, thank you, Lord, for life. And you know, before I leave my house, I ask God for favor. God, what is it that you would have me to do today? I don't make excuses. And people say, oh, I had a bad day. You ain't had a bad day. You know, like when you get home at night, oh, how was your day? I had a bad day. You still walk around here. You ain't in nobody's hospital. You ain't cold on the moor. You ain't on my table, somebody else's table. You ain't in the cold refrigerator, deceased, with a toe tag on. You ain't in the hospital. Okay, those are the people should be saying, I didn't have such a good day, but I'm praying for a better day. Okay, the little aches and pains, that's part of life. And my grandma used to say, keep saying good morning. Go have some aches and pains. You ain't had a bad day. If you closed in your right mind and the use and activity of your limb, you got a little ache and pain. But how about change the excuse and say, well, you know what? It might have didn't go the way I wanted to go today, but I'm going to do better the next day. I said to the people, Shannon, if you got life, health, and strength, and you go walk around and go to and from, I'm going to say it again, you ain't had a bad day. You ain't had a bad day. You haven't had a bad day. You just may have a little aches and pains. But you know what? A lot of those people that's sick and in a hospital probably say, I wish I had a little ache and pain. Not a disease that's going to take me out. Stop making excuses. Why you where you at financially? You're there because you put yourself there. I tell you all the time, credit is money. If you ain't got no damn credit, you ain't got no money. I don't care what you say, call me up, dial me up, or whatever. And you know what credit is? Just pay your bills. Just pay your bills. And learn a way to budget yourself where you could save a little something. It ain't going to happen overnight. You didn't get that way overnight, but then you want this instant thing. Stop making excuses while you still renting and you ain't bought no house. Stop making excuses. Oh, I don't want the responsibility. Yes, you do. You just have not structured yourself to do so. Nobody wants to rent and never own something that can bring them equity. Everybody want a purpose. Everybody. Stop making excuses. Well, I don't want to go to church because all the pastors like this. But if you read the word for yourself, you'll stop looking at the pastor and look at God. And start looking at yourself. Because the pastor is a man sent by God. And all of these pastors ain't sent by God. But start asking God to show you where he wants you to go. But guess what? You go to the nightclub and you ain't worrying about who ain't right there. Come on now. You go to work and your co-workers might not like you, but you still go there. Stop making excuses why you where you at. And stop putting them excuses aside and do better. I'm not here for nobody to like me. I'm here to do what God has assigned me to do and do it the right way. I want a house, so I'm going to fix this. I want a car, I'm going to fix this. I want to own my own business. I'm going to go after my dreams and goals. Being a owner or being a career person is not for everybody. But if that's the gift that God has given you, stop making excuses why you're not there. Stop making an excuse why you're not there. I've done it in my life. But you know what I did to get over that? I started putting excuses behind and stop, like the words say, a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or offense. I don't do that no more. If I don't want to do it, I'm going to just tell you I don't want to do it. I'm not going, like last night I was invited to some some garden stuff at Betty T. Some people like that kind of stuff. I don't like that. And I don't go because you want me to go. I do it because Lori want to go. I go to places and things that going to uplift my elevation of my mind. I like things that make me think. I like things. Like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, the banker came to the funeral home and he told me about building business wealth. A lot of y'all get on these segments and you pay people for that. When you could sit down and just be in the company, I have the gift for that. A lot of y'all want to be entrepreneurs, but you don't want to work. You don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to sweat. You got all the excuses like you want something handed to you. Success comes with work. I keep telling y'all faith, effort, and determination. First of all, if you ain't got no faith, you need to just set aside. And if you ain't got no faith in God, you ain't got no faith in nothing. Just plain as day. But faith is an action word. A lot of times we want something, but how I'm going to ask you to believe in me, but I ain't got enough faith in me. That don't make no sense. I tell people when they come and do work for me, even when I go to the doctor, I go to my cardiologist, first thing I ask people, you like what you do? One doctor said to me, why you ask me that? I say, because if you just doing this for a paycheck, I'm not the one you need to be working on. Because when people love what they do, it's not about the money. Because money gonna come. They gonna do more right by you. They gonna take care of you better. Always get around the people that care more about what they're doing than the money. I don't even hire people that's just in it for the money. When you serve and grieving families, why are you in it for the money? All you got to do is do right by people. And guess what? The money will come because God is going to provide. What's your excuse? Why you not where you at today? Why you not where you at today? It's 2023. A lot of y'all make New Year's resolutions. Y'all been saying the same shit the same day for the last 5 years. Why you where you at? I want to open up this business, but I ain't got no money. Okay, you need to start praying and asking God, is that the route you need to take? Because God ain't going to give you no vision and don't give you provision. I don't care who you are. If God gave you a vision to do something, if God gave you a gift for success, he's going to give you provision. If he don't give you provision, God didn't give you that. And I'm here to tell you that. So don't say God gave you nothing and then he didn't provide it. Because then you lying and God don't lie. If God didn't give you the provision for that vision, God didn't give you that. You need to check who gave that to you. Man gave it to you because God didn't give it to you. A lot of times we want to say, well, God gave us. God gave you that. God don't give us nothing. Before God even gave you that vision, he already had the provision sitting aside, waiting on you to walk into the vision. Come on now. If God gave it to you, God gave me this house, my dream house. God had already fixed my credit. God already had the money in the bank. I ain't even knew what it was for. But then when I got the house, I say, Lord, I thank you. He had already provided. There's no vision without provision. God ain't going to give you a vision and don't give you provision. He going to give you what you need. But you got to set aside the excuses. I can't do this. And I always tell y'all every week on this podcast, watch the company that you sit among. Because sometimes the people you hang around is your excuse. Because all they doing is talking about where they been for 5 years and they ain't progressing. If you around a people and they ain't progressing, you need to change your address around them people. Call me what you want to call me. I hang around people that's moving. That's why I sit around a lot of bankers. I was just telling my daughter and my son-in-law about people with credit. You got all these people. They go on here, give you a credit class, and you sign up for the credit class and they fix your credit. You know what they do? They get your money. They get your money. You can fix your own credit. You don't mess the shit up. You can fix your own credit. You may not know how to do it, but learn how to do it. Try to Google search how to fix my credit. It's 3 credit companies: Experience, Equifax, and TransUnion. I aim for an 800 credit score. I'm almost there. I was just telling my friend that today, 800 credit score. You know what I did? I was paying people. They was ripping me. And my credit wasn't even bad. One day I was sitting at my desk and the Lord said, what you doing? I went on Google search. I started calling the people. What could I do? Because I got some inaccuracies on here. I didn't pay nobody of a dime. I'm like 24 points away from an 800 credit score. I did it. Because people take your money, and as soon as they get your money, they fix one thing. You see one little letter in 30 days, you really think these people working. Can't nobody work harder for you but you. The excuses, I can't do it. Learn how to do it. Then they tell you, you need a trade line. My sister went through that. Oh, I'm going to give you a trade line. You never see the trade line. It's all about money. People take advantage of your vulnerability because you got excuses. I can't do it. You could do a lot of things, if you just set aside your excuses and make an effort to do it. And guess what? Google search. God gave y'all Google search. Google will teach you so many things, but we got excuses. I can't do this. I can't do this. My children stopping me. My husband stopping me. On the job, I can't do this, whatever. Nobody should be in the way of your elevation. Nobody. And if we set all our excuses down, we'll be some mean people. We'll be so accomplishable that nothing. Your ear gate shouldn't even take that. I was talking to my sister the other night on the phone. I told her, if it ain't positive, don't even bring it to me. I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what the people say. I only take in what can grow me. I only take in what could change me for the better. I don't want to hear what baby them said and Nene them said. The most people that talk about people, they ain't doing nothing. Half of them beneath you, and you entertaining that the foolishness that they're going through. Most people say to me, why you don't be all into that? Because most people that's progressing really don't have time for gossip. If you're progressing, you really don't have time for gossip. You will get to a place in your life, you really don't want to hear that. When I'm around people that's talking foolishness, it irritates the hell out of me, because what's in is growing you. What's in it growing? You right, Shannon, chew the meat and spit out the bones. People, and then people say, she thinks she all that. No, I just grow mentally. You always hear the old people say, something should change about you. I used to hear my grandmama say this, and I ain't understand. When you get older, you should mature some way. Even it's in your mind. You don't care about what you used to care about. I remember when I was young, I cared about what everybody say. I don't give a damn what nobody say now. Because God has changed my perceptive. Them same people that you care about, that's making comment about you, ain't doing nothing for you. You entertaining a space in your head that you could be using for something else. Why is your excuses? I don't let nobody give me excuses. You where you at, you are what you are, and you will be that as long as you entertaining excuses. You will always be that. Sit down and get a piece of paper and write down every excuse that hindered your life. And if you said in those excuses, oh, I can't do this, that's why you where you at. And then the people that got all the excuses, they the ones get mad at the people that's progressing. You be looking at like, what? Where they do that at? You where you at because you chose to be there. Ain't nobody gonna tell me you where you at in life just because you landed there. No excuses except that you right. None. Where's the excuse? And if the excuses is helping you, what? And I ain't know nobody to have excuses that helped them. You need a lot of y'all with all these roaches and stuff, you needed to go open up your back door and went and dig the hole and bury all your excuses. You need to roll them down, put a little oil on them, anoint them, and put them in the ground and bury them. And say, in the name of Jesus, I won't let this have possession over you. Do you know excuses have possession over your life? Excuses have possession over your life because it hinders your thinking. It hinders your emotions, especially if you around people all the time. You ever been around people, they talking the same old story, the same old music for the last 7 years, and they at the same old place. I was just telling somebody the other day about people on the system. There's nothing wrong with being on the system getting food stamps. I used to get food stamps, by the way, when my children was younger. I didn't do it the right way, but I did it. Never been on the system with welfare because my mama taught us that ain't the way we should be. But I was talking to Pastor Gabriel today, and I was telling him the system is supposed to be a temporary place for a temporary situation. But you know what we do? We take the system and use it for a permanent resident. And we stay on the system for years and years and years like we getting somewhere. If God has given you your health and strength, what? Everybody in a temporary situation. I was in the hospital a couple of days. That was a temporary situation for God to sit me there to make me know what was important. People get on government assistance. It's nothing wrong with having it, but it should be for the people that really needs it. But a lot of people are on government assistance. I'm not talking about nobody, and they don't really need it. It's a crutch. It's excuses. Baby daddy ain't there. Okay, baby daddy ain't there. So why you had number 2? Why you had number 3? If baby daddy wasn't there for number 1, why you on number 3? You making excuses. Or where you at? Okay? Children don't stop progress. You do. I had 3 babies when I went to college. Can't nobody tell me about no damn excuses. I had 3 babies when I went to college. I was determined. I believed. I didn't make excuses. Oh, I got 3 babies. I can't do it. I would have never been where I was. I wanted a degree. I wanted a degree. And I wanted to know that I can do it, and I knew I could have done it. And guess what? Was it easy? No, it wasn't. But I did it because I moved the excuse. Was it hard? Yes, I was. When I got my first funeral home, I had bad credit. I didn't stay there. I said, you know what? I put myself in this situation. And you know how 99% of people get bad credit because you just don't pay your damn bill. So guess what? If you know you can't afford the credit, why get it? But a lot of us get stuck in college like I did and some other stuff. We add to it. Okay. So my question to you is, why stay there? So guess what? I started getting around people's mindset that was bigger than mine. That I heard a banker say one day, credit is money. I started saying, dang. So if I ain't got no credit, I really ain't got no money. You're right. So y'all think a lot of rich people, they got a lot of money because it's tangible. A lot of those rich people have excellent credit. They got property. They got the equity in their property that makes them rich. They got equity in their businesses. That's money. But because your mind down here and you making excuses why you not up here, why? You got so many African American small business owners that got their mind in a box. You need to get around people that got more than you, that has more than you, and get around people that could teach you something and not be so arrogant that think you all of that. Can't nobody tell you nothing. And that's what's wrong with a lot of us young black business owners. We think as we making a couple of dollars and we got a little gift. Can't nobody, somebody could always tell you something. But just let the person that could tell you something have more than you. You can't tell me how to open up a business if you ain't got one. Come on now. You can't tell me about credit if your credit jacked up. You can't. I like Glenn say, so you can grow. I need somebody that gonna make me think. Like when the banker came in there, when he left all day, I was like, oh wow. I ain't even got to check the equity on this. I got equity here. It makes you think. So you want somebody that gonna make you grow. And guess what? I don't want to be the smartest one in the room. You're right, Shane. I just want to be around people that's smarter than me and they doing it. And you're right, Rick. Excuses are for the weak. All you doing is sitting up there making excuses. It's 2023. What you done last year? What you done? You right. What you done last year? What you done last year? The year just started. We're in the 22 days. What you done? What you done last year to make this year better? You still making excuses. Oh, child, I'm going to work for 30 years. And I ain't going to worry about nothing. I'm going to get my return. If that's where you want to be, that's fine. But you need to talk to a young lady I saw on Facebook. My prayers is up for her named Tina. She had a Facebook post. She worked 30 years for the county. She retired, wanted to buy a house, travel, do investments. She's fighting for her life. Don't tell me nothing. You don't put off what you could do today, put off for tomorrow. You don't know what God got in store for you. Y'all saw what happened to me New Year's Day. I had about 20 people at my house. I was hauled off on the ambulance. You better enjoy every day. Don't make no excuses. And don't make the excuses to make you look good. Oh, I did this. That's why I don't like cheating people. I'm really against that. Oh, I cheated because my wife didn't do this. Man, that's bullshit. Excuse me, Pastor, if you only excuse me. You made an excuse because you was weak and you wasn't a real man or a real woman. What you getting out of? Anything that don't elevate your life, you need to leave it alone. Excuses. Oh, I did this because don't nobody make you do nothing. I'm going to tell you what a psychology professor told me. Don't nobody make you do something until they got a gun to your head. If I ain't got no gun in your head, I ain't make you do nothing. You did it because that's what you wanted to do. That was the level of your mind. Start changing your mind and it will change your direction. Go work, find a job, stop making excuses. You right. You have to make the difference in your own life. What y'all done since the new year? All them New Year's resolutions, bury that. Because you got to make changes. Stop talking about it. Be about it. I told a girl that 2 years ago in mortuary school, girl, I'm going to school to be a mortician. Every time I saw her, she told me that one day. I just told her, why do you talk about that all the time? Go do it. Don't do that to impress me. I got my degrees. I got my accolades, and I still want more. I'm still hungry. And never let your appetite get big. Because when your appetite get big, you lose focus. Do y'all know I still want to serve? I was just praying to God this morning, asking God to use me. Use me. My appetite is never full because I want to get through to you, God. I ask God to let me go tell it to the people. I don't ask for nothing. But you know what? I had a lady that come in the funeral home Friday. Thank you so much, Glenn. I appreciate that. I don't know no other way. I had a lady come in the funeral home Saturday. I was sweeping my floor. Yes, I still sweep the floor. I ain't too good to sweep the floor, clean the toilet. CEOs clean toilets in their own business. Because I can't expect you to clean my toilet if I can't clean it. I don't make no excuses for that. If I go back there and the janitor man ain't did it and it ain't looking like I want to do it, I go clean it. Then I come back and say, listen, you need to clean that a little bit more often. Okay? A lady came in the funeral on Friday. I said, ma'am, this is not the viewing side. You have to go. She said, no, I didn't come for the viewing side. I came to talk to you. She said, I just want to thank you because you do so much to help people. And you know what I told the lady? Thank you. Because a lot of times when y'all see me on here, I ain't preaching for me. I already made it in these areas. I'm talking to y'all because God gave me the gift and he told me to give it to the people. I don't ask for a dime. All I ask y'all is for two things. Send me your prayers and send me your voice. The third thing I ask for, listen and make a change. Didn't nobody talk to me like this. I think in my life, if I had this in my life 20 years ago, and somebody to talk to me and tell me about these things, I would be a whole lot further. But that wasn't the road I had to travel. But I don't let excuses get in my way. I don't let people tell me I can't do it. I don't bring excuses. Because if you look at excuses in your life, that's why a lot of y'all is buried in the situation. And this the main thing. Oh, child, I would leave them because of my kid. You ain't left because your self-esteem is low. Stop making excuses. You do what you do. Just when you come to your excuses, do like this. Lord have mercy. That's what I do. Lord have mercy. And I start trying to fix it. Oh, I would get married, but child, I'm just in it. He ain't ready. He ain't doing you right. Just say, Lord have mercy. When you ain't saving no money and you know you're supposed to be saving a little something because everybody need a little cushion, just say, Lord have mercy. Stop making excuses. You ain't making enough to save no money. You still buying purses. You still buying shoes. I'm absolutely positively sure the Chinese people are billionaires because you still getting that weave in your hair. You still getting lace front. You still getting your nails done. You still getting your feet done. How about making a sacrifice if you can't save no money? Don't go to the hairdresser and do your hair yourself. How about not getting lashes on and save that money? How about doing that? I bet if you took all the money that you use for lace fronts and your lashes and your fingernails and stuff and saving, do that for 6 months and see how much money you'll save. You don't want to save because your mind ain't there. Because that's a mind thing. I can do it. And guess what? A lot of people say, I can't save because I ain't making enough. But you tend to squeeze in enough to go to that fast food restaurant or go out and have a drink with the boys or have a drink with the girls, but you can't save now. How about saving what the outside things you're doing? How about going on a computer, even if it's on your lunch break, and Google how to fix your credit and start fixing your own credit so you can have better things in life? Because basically, I'm going to tell y'all something. Credit is so very important. It's very important. Had I known this 30 years ago, I bought my house at an excellent interest rate. I had the bank to tell me, that girl, you got a 4. And you know, I feel proud because I didn't let nobody tell me I couldn't do it. It's how bad you want it. You said it right. It's how bad you want it. You got so many excuses. You got so many excuses. And the excuses that you're doing is holding you down. It's like sitting on top of your head. Like all these excuses just. And guess what? Before you know it, you got a damn headache. You don't know where you at. Set aside the excuses. Bury the excuses. Pray about them. Ask God to help you. And if people, that's why my friends will tell you, I'm so open and raw. When they come and tell me, oh, I can't do this. One of my friends told me, oh, I ain't ready to get no car because you can't get none. Don't say you can't do it. Just say you can't get it. Say I'm not in a position right now. But I'm going to fix that. Everybody want the best of this life. Everybody want the finer things of this life. Ain't nobody, I don't care what podcast I don't care what you say. Everybody live for the greatest help in the finer things in life. And if you say you don't, you tell a lie. Adjust your tone. Everybody. A lot of people that's under the sound of my voice don't want to work for nobody. They want to work for themselves. You know why you ain't got your own business? You right, Shannon. Set aside the weight that easily besets you. You know why you ain't got that business? Because you have not structured yourself. You not structured yourself. Nobody want to work for somebody all of their life. And y'all say, oh, you could work for yourself and get a retirement. You could get your own business. I have a retirement set up. All this equity I got sitting up on, I'm going to live off my retirement. Okay? You pull your equity, vest, do things. Nobody wants to work for somebody all of their life. And it used to be cool back in the days when COVID happened, it showed you because a lot of business didn't stand. Come on, talk to me somebody. Y'all got excuses. And then you know the thing that gets me, you jealous of the people that done pass you by. Because they exercise theirs and you set back on yours. Now you mad. Now you how they young people, you draping on people. You're jealous. You got a jealous mentality. You don't know what I went through to get where I'm at. Because I buried my excuses. I told y'all what I did for church. Every Sunday I'm in church. Saturday service in the family. Sunday morning, my friend said, you going to church? Nah, I'm staying. I went all day yesterday. That was an excuse. God spoke to me about that. Nah, you serving. You laboring. I need your worship. And even though I was worshiping at home, just like I get up every 6 days a week to go to that room, I could get up and go worship. I didn't make no more excuses. I changed my behavior. I changed my thinking. God, you've been too good to me. I didn't make no excuses. It's cold. I can't get out of bed. Let somebody call me and tell me they got a check for me. It could be 40 degrees out there. Y'all and me too gonna get up and go get it. Come on now. You do what you want to do to satisfy yourself. But when you're doing that, make sure you're growing. Set aside the excuses that you have. Excuses is the hindrance for the mankind. Excuses are the hindrance for mankind. And I think the African American people, the greatest thing that hinders us is our excuses of elevation. We have so many excuses for elevation. And the people that has elevated, we have a sense of negativity, jealousy, because people didn't let something hinder them and they kept moving and we stayed stagnant. So instead of we learning from them, we talking about them. Those people had excuses too, but they didn't let it get in the way. The only excuse that you don't have is life and death, because life and death is in the hands of Almighty God. God give it, God take it. You can't make no excuses for that. It is what it is. But God has given us control of our life, our being, our choices. And our choices, some of us, has been excuses. We choose that. Just like when people in a bad relationship, they get mad because they treat it that way. You using excuses. You want a man so bad, you allow him to dog you. I ain't gonna tell y'all a street term. Like my mama them used to say. A man, you want a woman so bad that you want a piece of tail, you gonna allow it to dog you? No. But you ain't gonna say it's you, it's you. Your self-esteem. I had low self-esteem. I can tell you, when your self-esteem is low, you put up with a lot of stuff. Most of the time when women come to me with stories about what they put up with, first thing I say, you got a self-esteem problem. I've had it. When you learn to love you and take you first, you ain't gonna let nothing hurt you. You'll tell a nigga or a woman to get to stepping. Step, because you love you. And I had an old lady, God bless her soul, Pastor Perry. She told me that when I was 25 years old. When you learn to love yourself, things going to change. Until you learn to love yourself, you're going to stay where you at. That's in a marriage. That's in a relationship. You set boundaries. You don't make excuses. Oh, he out there doing that because I won't sleep with him. He'll do that even if you were sleeping with him. Oh, a woman's supposed to cook, clean, and all that. That's what the Bible says. A woman's supposed to be submissive. Don't take God's word out of context to dress up your situation, because that's what most people do. Oh, a woman's supposed to be submissive, a man too? Stop preaching the word and changing up what God wanted to say, because that ain't what God said. Okay? If you want to go back to the Old Testament where a woman's supposed to cook or clean and say what y'all want to do, come to the New Testament. A woman don't go back to the Old Testament. A woman don't supposed to work. 99% of the women up under the sound of my voice, you're an income in your house. You're a helpmate in your house. You help paying bills. So I'm doing what you doing. So we come together like this and build. Ain't no big eyes and little U's. Yes, you the head, but I'm the helpmate. I'm the helpmate. So I say to you today, it's you. It's you making up excuses why you take what you take. Like women say, oh, I did that. He did that, but I know he loved me. Why they do that at? When people love you, it shows. People love you, they protect you. People don't love you and hurt you, because that means they got a problem that they need to go see about. Okay? Stop making excuses for relationships. Stop making excuses. Like the man who passed away was saying how women this and women that, and women was amen and that to be dominion to men. God didn't make us dominion to no man. God didn't do that. Okay? You gotta take it like my grandmama used to say. If you take all of the women out of a church, you may not have a church. Come on now. If you take all of the women out the house, it ain't gonna be no cooking. Because a man could come in the house and say, oh, ain't nothing there to eat. A woman could go get a little bread, a little this, and make a meal. Don't tell me nothing about being in dominion. You allow yourself to be treated that way, so you getting what you allowing. Gotta think more of yourself. Come on now. You getting what you put out there. You allowing somebody to treat. You have to sometimes demand that. So I have a family member. She cooked, cleaned, did everything. He still did one, because that lies in the side of him. So don't ever make excuses for people giving you bad behavior. And if they're giving you bad behavior, you accepting it. Change that. That's excuses in our marriages. That's excuses on our job. You late every morning to work. Why? You got to be to work 9 o'clock. You come to work, you sit up there and eat. Shit, you get up at 6 o'clock. You eat, do what you got to do before you get to work. That's what you do. Stop making excuses of your wrong, because that's what we do. We make excuses while we do what we do. But you don't have to make an excuse when you do it right, because right don't need no help. It just stands all by itself. Start changing things. Bury the excuse. And guess what? It's a learning progress. But you are where you are in life. You doing what you doing in life because you put yourself there. Because your excuses, your thinking. So as a man thinketh, that's why they say in the word, the mind is a terrible thing. It's just like for Martin Luther King and Port St. Lucie, they were shooting in Port St. Lucie. Martin Luther King stood for justice. He said one day all the brothers and sisters will be praying together. Where all that shooting came from, Port St. Lucie? The mind of the people. They go to the parade to be seen, to see who doing what, Teach your children what Martin Luther King really stood for. Teach them what he really stood for, because he made a difference in this world. And he one of the black leaders that got a paid legal holiday. That's what you need to be teaching your children. Take them to the parade, let them know the meaning of all of that. Not just go and teach them. Half of them out there don't even know the meaning. And guess what? They may have took it out the school system, but they ain't took it out your house. They took prayer out the school system, but they ain't take it from you. Can't nobody take prayer from you. Nobody can take your worship away from you but you. Stop making excuses where you at. You ain't got no job because you going on a job looking for a specific amount. Ain't got no degree, ain't got no education, but going on a job demanding pay. You take what you could take till you could do better. Stop making excuses. You want to make what the boss make, and the boss done been there for umpteen years, done started the business, done did this. You got to start somewhere. Stop trying to be where other people at and make excuses like, oh, I'm doing all the work and they making all the money. That's why they hired you. That's why they hired you, because they opened up the business and they already had the vision and they hired you to take you somewhere. How about being a little bit of grateful and leave the excuse alone? I should be making what they making, and thank God that you just got a job to make some money. Everybody not in that space. Your thinking, and that thinking could go one way or the other. Lay down the excuses. We are what we where we at in life. It's because, Tina, if that's you, my prayers are with you. I've been praying for you ever since I seen it on Facebook. My prayers that God is going to do some major things in your life. Heal you from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. God got you. I say to y'all today, lay down the excuses. And stop thinking tomorrow is promised to you. Stop thinking that. Stop feeling like somebody owe you something. Entitled. A lot of y'all got excuses because you feel entitled. You feel entitled. Don't nobody owe you anything. The sacrifice was already made. The sacrifice was already made. We got excuses day in and day out. Oh, I can't be this. And if you can't be that, I even speak to my women. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. If you can't be a good wife, don't be a wife. My husband would look at me, okay, Larry, you got some issues too. I do, but I work on them. I don't make excuses. I don't do this because of this. I say, Lord, help me. People don't know what you do in your own struggle. You are what you eat, sis. You simply are. And I say to all of you, you got to put the excuses aside. My sister Tangela on here, she is such an inspiration to me as far as health. Me and her both served in our military time. She was in the Navy for many years. She came out. She is a kidney transplant. She's a cancer survivor. She have been through so much in their body, and God still got her here. She done buried so many, help them. You know what? I've never heard her complain. You know what? Every time I talk to her, sis, I'm doing good. Sis, I went to the doctor. I did this. And I think that's why she's such an inspiration to me, because she don't have pity parties and she don't complain. She just keep it moving. She tried to keep me on whack. When she heard about my health thing, she said, sister, I'm coming to get you. We coming to walk. You know what I said to her? I don't work out because I don't have the push. That wasn't an excuse. That was the truth. You know, I said to her, I need somebody to motivate me. You know what she said? I'm coming to get you. Just tell the truth. My husband been trying to get me to exercise for years. Guess what? My husband put an exercise room in the house with everything in it. And still ain't motivated to go. I need somebody to help me. So guess what? I didn't make no excuses. I stopped making excuses. I say, you know what? I need somebody to help me. We got to start being truthful with ourselves and stop making excuses. We'll be in better places and better situations if we set our excuses down. You're managing your money wrong. Stop saying every month, oh, I'm tight on my bills. I can't pay my bills because this and that. You've been saying that shit for 5 years. What you doing to fix that? Stop buying some of that stuff you don't need. I'm going to use for an example. I got American Express card. Every time I turn around, I'm swiping. When the bill come, pay it, because credit is so important to me. I ain't complaining when my bill came. What I say, well, I need to stop swiping because some of that stuff I don't even need. Some of that stuff y'all don't even need. Come on now. Talk to me. Some of that stuff you don't even need. Stop complaining about you ain't got no money and budget yourself a little better. Budget yourself a little better. Some of that stuff we don't even need. We need health, strength, use and activity of our limb. We got a roof over our head, clothes on our back, and we can move. To God be the glory. Some of that stuff you don't even need. Start budgeting yourself. Next year, oh, I ain't really finna do nothing with no house right now because the market's so hot. When the market was low, you still ain't do nothing. But we excuse. We always got an excuse to justify. Because you know what? We want people to think we got it going on. We can have a Louis Vuitton pocketbook and ain't got no money. We could dress in the best and go out there with the jewelry on. People don't even know if it's real or not. But you want people to see you. How about looking at how God sees you? Ain't nothing fake about me. If I can't afford it, I don't care what you think. Because at the end of the day, if I really want it, God gonna give me the desires of my heart. I'm a living example. So I'm saying to you today, leave the excuses behind and stop caring about what people think of you. Them same people that you care about the way they think of you, they ain't got a damn thing they sell. Like they say, fake it till you make it. They probably doing that and you don't even know it. You just see what you see on the outer man. That's why I love God so much, because he looks at the heart of a man. He don't look at your outer person. Some of y'all pretty on the outside, but you got a badass attitude. You got a stank attitude. You don't know how to talk to people. You're so uppity. You think God died and left you in charge. Some of y'all so uppity, especially, you know, if you made it, you're really bad. Especially us black people. That's why my company sometimes be surrounded by white people. Because white people, they may not like us, but they going to help us. You got black people, they don't like you and they ain't going to help you. And that's sad. They could know something about credit. I go on this stroll with the credit thing. Oh, you can sign up for my class for this, that, or whatever. And I've done it. I've gotten ripped for that. So that's why I'm telling y'all, before y'all start paying people for the credit, go to Google. Inbox me, I'll tell you how to do it. Ain't going to cost you nothing. Ain't going to cost you nothing. But what I can't give you is to change your mind and change your direction. I can't give you faith in yourself. You got to ask God for that for yourself. I can't give you effort. All I can do is tell you that the effort that I did. I can't give you determination because you got to have that yourself. I could just give you the word. That's all I can do. Set aside the excuses. Lay them down. And anything that don't benefit your life and that you got to lie or you got to distort how you feel to please somebody else is an excuse. I don't say nothing to nobody when they call me. You want to? No. Because I do what Lori want to do first. Then I do it. I have a line of order. Like when people die, they got the kinship. I got line of order. I don't do stuff I don't want to do no more for people. I got one life to live. I come first. It's God, Jesus Christ, then me. I don't give nobody no excuse no more. I don't want to be about, you gonna know about it. And I don't know nobody in this world I hate. Trust me, I may not like your attitude. May not like what you stand for, but I don't hate nobody. I'm just trying to give y'all wisdom and knowledge. And all of us have gifts and success inside of us. You just ain't exercising. You sitting on it, you talk about it, but you ain't being about it. You talking about it here, oh, I'm going to write this business plan. I'm going to do this. Guess what? I don't care how much business plans you write. I don't care how much books you write. If you ain't done made some money to show them banks that you are doing something, them banks ain't going to do nothing for you. You can write all the business plan all you want to. Them people want to see your W-2 or your 1099 or your business tax or where you get money from. I don't care what you do. Start getting into property and investment that's going to bring you revenue. Or start doing things that's going to bring you extra money. Multiple streams of income. But first of all, you got to fix your credit. You got bad credit last year. Fix that shit this year. Fix it. It's not hard. It's just you caring enough to think it's important. And it's important. Credit is important. You try going somewhere with a 600 or 550 credit score and let me walk on there with an 800 beacon score. That interest rate is everything. And guess what? I could go in the bank and say I need $500,000 with my credit score. My credit score going to say yes automatically. What your credit score going to say? Like they say, fix it, Jesus. Hey, fix it. That is the truth. Thank you. Fix it, Jesus. Like you said you would. I love that so. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. And you could. And start making up excuses. I've had them in my life. I just don't let them marinate. Like you put your salad juice. I don't let them marinate them. I don't let them take root. And I don't let them take place. Thank y'all so much. Do me a favor from this week coming. I think this is probably the last week in the month. I think. Start making changes. Set excuses down. And all of us have excuses. But let's make changes. Let's start doing what we say we're going to do. And stop talking about what we're going to do. Stop talking about it and be about it. Is it hard? Yes, it is. Can you do it? Yes, you can. The greatest thing there is believing you can do it. If you believe you can do it, you're unstoppable. Because when you're unstoppable, you're going to put the effort. You're going to be like this. Let me find that out. I'll call you back. I'm on the internet. I'm going to find a way to fix my credit. And guess what? A lot of these things don't even need no money. It just needs your time. First of all, it needs you to change your mind and say, I can do it. It just needs your time. Use it wisely. I did it. So can you. I have a long list of things. I ain't where I want to be either. But I sure ain't where I was last year. If I made $5 million last year, I'm going to make another $1 million this year. Ain't no such thing as, I'm going to try. I am. Stop taking the word, I'm going to try, and say I'm going to do it. Just because it's not in the natural, you don't know what God got in the supernatural. You know what the supernatural is? Your faith. Your faith to believe God can. Your faith is to believe God will. That's all God wants you to do. And some of us, if we believe God the way we say we do, this will be a piece of cake. And you know what? Everything I'm saying on this line today, the devil come after me too. I told y'all what happened to me January 1st. I walked back in the church this morning. I was on bed rest. I walked back in the church. I told Bishop, I'm here. Nothing else happened. I'm here. The devil tried to put a muff on my mouth. He affects my health. At least he tries to. But hey, the blood of Jesus is wrapped around my entire body from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. Every test they came back negative. They say the ventricles to my heart, the blood flow was bad. Negative. It was like that day. God fixed it. I got this problem. Change your diet, Lori. Get you some rest, Lori. Don't make excuses. Gain on a little weight. Start eating better. Stay away from the starch. I love them sweets at night. I got to change it up a little bit. I ain't going to eat it every night. Don't make no excuses where you at. Because everywhere we at is where we put ourselves. Everything in our life is what we allow. The only thing that happened in our life that we didn't allow was death and the health of our bodies. Because some of them things we had no control of. I'm talking about what you got control over. Stop making excuses for. Thank y'all so much for this week. Every day, you see yourself making excuses, just say, Lord have mercy. That's how I do. When I start making excuses, oh, babe, I don't want, Lord have mercy. If you say that long enough, them excuses won't take nowhere. Then when you sitting around people and they make excuses, change your company. Hey, okay. Like I have a sister, I love her to death. I won't trade my sisters for nothing. Bad, good, or indifferent. That's what God gave me. I have a sister. She is cancer survivor, a drug addict survivor. She is so sweet. I mean, I don't see a life without her. Every time I talk to her, girl, I ain't feeling well. Oh, am I feeling well? Oh, she got COPD. I listened to that long enough because I didn't really want to tell her. One day I called up, I said, listen, you caused all this on yourself. You was on drugs a long time. You caused these health issues. But God let you live. Start changing the way you think. You meet your appointments. You go to the doctor. Start changing the way you speak. If every day you pick up the phone and all you doing is saying you sick, hell, you gonna be sick. If every day you saying you ain't got it, you ain't gonna have it. Start saying, I feel better today. Lord, help me to feel better. Thank God, Lord, may not feel my best, but I thank God I'm here. Change your thinking. It is so vitally important. When I told her that, she said, yeah. She said, yeah, so she's right. I had to tell her that. You got to be a nuisance. I want you to speak better. The tongue has power. You are so right about it. The tongue has power. Sometimes you can speak yourself in there. That's when people say to me they can't do it. I tell them, get there. Get away from me. Get away from me. I always tell people that. It ain't no such thing as it can't be done. If God allow it to exist, it can be done. Only thing that can't be done is what God don't allow to exist. And that's the power to put life and death in man's hand. God ain't put that in existence for human man. That's in his hand. I tell all of you that. So I say to y'all today, thank y'all so much for another podcast. So don't tell me you can't do it. Let's put the excuses down. Let's start putting productivity. Let's bring solutions to our excuses. Let's change the way we think. Faith, effort, and determination. Faith, effort, and determination. It's faith. Faith, effort, and determination. Walk around with it. Change the way you think. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Lay down your excuses. Don't think success people don't struggle with it. We struggle with it too. We just don't let it take root. I always tell people, don't think successful people don't struggle with it. I do. I just vanish it right away. I say, Lord, Lord, let me start making these excuses. Because when you make excuses, you become fake after a while. You ain't trustworthy. Your word ain't what it is. I don't make excuses no more. I just tell you, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to do it. I ain't going to do it. This is this. But you'll never hear me say I can't do it. You'll never, unless God tell me I can't do it, that's when you will hear me say that. Thank y'all so much for joining in with another podcast of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I enjoyed my audience. I enjoyed the feedback. I want y'all to always know this is my gift from God to give to you, to let you know that I'm a podcaster and I've lived my life in such a way I could give you this news that God has allowed through my life. And I could tell you without a doubt, everything that I speak on here is not pre-recorded, it's live, and I come to y'all naked and uncut. But I tell you one thing, I don't let excuses get the best of me. Excuses is a hindrance for the human soul. Y'all keep in mind and always remember, if you get rid of the excuses, you'll see the progress in your life. and always know. How did you prepare for National Board as an embalmer? I studied. I studied. I studied. I got the calm pen. I don't know if it still exists, but I had a calm pen back then, and I studied the calm pen for the board, and I just studied. I made flashcards, and I just did what I needed to do. Yes, you could inbox me. And if you inbox me and I don't get back with you right away, I always do. I always make myself available. One day God gonna let me travel the world and change the world to tell you. Don't tell me you can't do it. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. My time is up because my mini-me is coming to tell me it's time to eat, right? Yeah. It's time to eat. And my hour is up. And we got oxtails. We got macaroni and cheese. And we got string beans. And we got water. We ain't going to drink no alcohol. We're going to have water. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in and being here with the podcaster, Loriette Davis, on Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. If God say the same and he delay my calling from going to that undiscovered country that many has traveled but none has returned, I'll see you next week. Remember, let's lay down our excuses. And remember, don't tell me you can't do it.